All right, problem 24 for our calculator section of the SAT. We have in 1976, there were approximately 1,000 gray wolves in northern Minnesota. And the number of gray wolves in northern Minnesota in 2008 was 190% greater than in 1976. It wants to know approximately how many gray wolves were in northern Minnesota in 2008. I take issue with this question because I've been to my cabin in northern Minnesota many times and played baseball in northern Minnesota and stuff, and I've never seen any gray wolves, much less 1,000 of them. Maybe they're just hiding from me. I don't know, with Sasquatch or something. But first of all, we have a starting year. We have 1976, okay? Then we have a year 2008. Anytime you have a problem like this, it's nice to know how many years passed, so just keep that in the back of your mind. You might need to know that and form a ratio or something. But it does say in 1976 there was 1,000 of them, okay? 1,000 gray wolves. Now, it's saying the number of gray wolves in 2008 was 190% greater, and it's asking how many there were in 2008. So all we need to do is do 190% of 1,000 and add it to 1,000. Because remember, 190% greater really means it's like, think of it like 270% of the number. Because we have 100%, which is our initial. 100% of 1,000 is 1,000, right? 100% of 1,000 is 1,000. So 190% greater than that would be like 190% added on to the initial value. Okay? So we have 1,000. So in order to find this X value, this is X gray wolves. This is just 1,000 gray wolves. I don't know why they're called gray wolves. Probably because they're gray. That makes sense. So we'd have 1,000 plus our percentage as a decimal. Remember, we'll write the whole thing first. So X is going to equal 1,000, our initial value, plus 190% times 1,000. This is the total that we're adding. Or it is our increase. That's a good way to think about it, the increase. Okay, so we need to convert some things because we can't just multiply things by percentages. Even with your calculator, I don't recommend it because not every calculator does those calculations the same way. So when we simplify this, every time we have a decimal or a percentage, we can convert it to a decimal. We have an imaginary decimal place right here because 190 is the same as 190.0. Yes. So we can move our decimal place over twice, and then our decimal will be 1.9. So just converting that percentage right to a decimal, it's the same as dividing by 100. We have 1.9 times 1,000 equals X inside the parentheses. Then we have PEMDAS. Remember, our parentheses are first. So we don't add this 1.9, we do inside the parentheses first, which is multiplication. So we have 1,000 plus 1.9 times 1,000. If you really can't do that without a calculator, you can, but really all you have to do is just move the decimal place over 3 times because we have 3 zeros, right? So 1, 2, 3, you need to add 2 zeros. We have 1,900 equals X. And then 1,000 plus 1,900, again, you can use a calculator, it's a calculator section. You really shouldn't need to because these are zeros, right? So you just add the 1 and the 1 because they match up. So you have 2,900 equals X. Our answer is C. Before you go, important to recognize that they gave you 1,000 so that you'd be able to do the math in your head if you can. Just because it's a calculator section, again, we've talked about this a lot, but just because it's the calculator section does not mean you need to use your calculator. They're giving you a nice round number that's a multiple of 100 so that you can do this in your head. So for example, 190%, you can see how after our answer, we're adding 1,900. You could just multiply this by 1.9 in your head and then add it on top of it. And you should be able to just look at the numbers, maybe even just after you do enough of these problems and practice enough of them, you can get a good enough feel where you just see this 109% and go, bam, 1,900's added. I just add an extra 0 here, like little mental trick like that. And then that's because we have 1,000 here, right? And then we'd have an increase of, or a total number of 2,900. If this number was 100, for example, 190% increase would be adding 290. Okay, so it's not like you're just adding a 0 every time. You have to make sure you understand what the initial value is too. But after doing these problems for a little bit, the reason it's important to know that the reason they're giving you a nice round number like this is so that you have that ability to do that math quickly. Okay, so again, our answer is C, 2,900